All right, today we'll be learning Jessie's Girl. This is a fun song full of power chords, and these are little chords, mini chords, that electric guitar players use a lot in rock music because they sound really crunchy with a little bit of distortion, like this. Each chord has two notes, and when you move them around on the fretboard, the pattern is always like this. The first note of the chord is always on one string, and then the second note of the chord is up 2 frets from where you're playing and down a string. So the chord looks like this all the time. Let me explain in more detail. In Jessie's Girl, you're going to have in the verse and the pre-chorus, the first part of the song that goes like this. You're going to have a D chord, an A chord, a B chord, and a G chord, and they're all power chords. Let me show you. Let's start with string 5, fret 5, with your first finger, like this. And there's a dot there on the edge of the fretboard to help you know the second dot is a string 5, fret 5, or fret 5, sorry. And then let's go up, like I was saying, 2 frets and 1 string to string 4, fret 7. And with your picking hand, you're going to play string 5 and string 4 together and get that sound. There's your first power chord. That's called a D power chord. D as in David. Okay. And with my right hand, I'm doing this special thing called a palm mute, where I'm letting the side of my right hand here rest on the strings up near the bridge of the guitar. That gives it that cool crunchy sound. Otherwise, you're going to hear this. That's not really what the song sounds like. The palm mute makes it sound like this. Yeah, it sounds really cool. You can use that in all your songs. It really cleans up the sound a lot and gets rid of a lot of excess noise. Okay. The next chord you need to know is an A power chord, string 6, fret 5, and string 5, fret 7. Notice again the pattern. The second note is always up 2 frets and down 1 string, like this. This is an A power chord. The next is a B power chord, string 6, fret 7, and string 4, fret 9. And again, the second note of the chord is up 2 frets and down 1 string. This is a B power chord. And the last chord you need to know for this part of the song is a G power chord, string 6, fret 3, and string 5, fret 5. And you play those together. And this is all in the tab too. When you look at the tablature, you can find it on Ultimate Guitar or Songster. You see all the little numbers. They represent the frets of the guitar, and the lines going across the page like this are the strings of the guitar. So when you see a 5 on the second string from the bottom, that means string 5, fret 5, D power chord like we were talking about. Okay, so here's the order of events here, or the order of chords. D, D, A, B, B, G, G, A, D, D. Let me do that again. D, D, A, B, B, G, G, A, D, D. Remember, D begins on string 5, fret 5. A is string 6, fret 5 power chord. B is string 6, fret 7 power chord. And the G begins on string 6, fret 3 power chord. And remember, the pattern's always the same, up 2 frets and down a string for the second note of the power chord. I'm going to have to make a second video for the second part of the song because this one's getting long. All right, so stay tuned and I'll come up with a for the course of Jessie's Girl.